Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the SCSRA Xfinity Series. Tonight, we'll be taking on Kansas Speedway for the Fortuna Iron 200. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight, Atlee and Weiss, and I am excited to call the racing action here tonight. Last week, we were at Martinsville Speedway for some short track racing. We saw Isaiah Gill. He didn't lead the most laps, but he was there in the end. He ended up getting the win, leading 8 laps. Had a great run. We saw Devin Buccino finish second. Brian Newty took third. Cameron Austin finished fourth, and Colin Williams rounded out your top 5. And now, currently here is how your point standings are looking like. We have Brian Newty right now, your leader in points. He currently has 191 points, but only 7 points behind him. It's Colin Williams. Third in points, Logan Hagerman. Fourth is Cameron Austin. And then fifth right now is Devin Buccino. So after 4 races, point standings are still very, very tight right now. So we will see what happens here tonight. Currently in practice, we see Colin Williams on the top of the board with a 31.29. Eddie Morris not far behind with also a 31.29. Brian Newty in third. Fourth is Matthew Scott. And then rounding out your top 5, we have Dakota Camper. We do want to thank tonight's sponsor of the race, Fortuna Iron. Their company is known for successfully completing steel fabrication and installations to the highest standards. With over 100 years of knowledge and experience behind them, Fortuna Iron is the place to go for all of your metal needs. At Fortuna Iron, they can provide most every type of welding service, whether you need a simple garden fence, a truck rack, or fabricated columns or beams. Fortuna Iron is there when you need them. Their staff has experience with steel, stainless steel, and aluminum, and can create just what you need by making your project both useful and beautiful. They also have certified welders on staff for most repairs or field welding that you may need. Crane service is also available to help you with those bigger jobs when needed. They cater not only to industrial and commercial clients, but they're also happy to serve people needing smaller jobs done for their homes. So if you're looking for some good steel fabrication and installation work done and you live in the California area, make sure to contact Fortuna Iron, and you can get where their physical location is and their phone number at their website, fortunairon.com. That's Fortuna iron.com. Currently have 40 seconds left here in qualifying right now. We're watching some of the cars turn some laps, and interesting enough, we were just recently here in the NASCAR Cup Series, Xfinity, and Truck Series, and boy, if we didn't see a ton of drivers have trouble, every single driver, no matter how good they were, was having trouble at Kansas Motor Speedway. A lot of it had to do with wind, and a lot of it had to do with the tire wear. Everybody seemed to be getting into that outside wall and blowing tires. And who knows, we could see the same thing here tonight in the SCSRA Xfinity Series. I've raced here probably 3 or 4 times in different series, and gosh, this is one of my least favorite tracks on iRacing, but still, it takes a lot of skill to race here, and I think we should see an interesting race. We're definitely going to see the cream rise to the top for sure. This is a driver's track. I mean, if you can drive this track, you can really drive anything in these Xfinity cars. That and if you can drive road courses. We're currently getting ready here for qualifying. We're getting some cars out on track right now. There's Chris Wheeler in the 22 machine getting ready to turn his lap times. Here he comes on to the back stretch. There we see Matthew Scott exiting the pits. I believe tonight's race will be Matthew Scott's first race in the SCSRA Xfinity Series. I believe he just joined the league this week. Colin Williams in the Facebook chat says YXU for the win. So far this season, YXU has definitely had a successful season. We saw Logan Hagerman get a win. I know he has been racing for them. Saw Cody Moore get a win. He races for them. And we've seen Brian Newty, Colin Williams, and Nick Mather all have had strong seasons. So there's definitely a chance that we'll see another YXU driver break into the win column here tonight at Kansas Speedway. Currently have a few drivers on the board already right now. Chris Wheeler on the top of the board, 32.05. Second is Josh Hall, 32.10. Third is Derek Chaput with a 32.48. Only a 500 separates first and second right now, but we still have a lot of drivers to get on the board. Michael Lawrence says, boo, justice for Cheeseburger. I got to start from last. Yep, Michael Lawrence did get a penalty and will have to start from the back. Well, I mean, good luck, Michael. It's going to be difficult here at Kansas because, I mean, running hard and making your way up to the field, you're going to burn up those tires. So definitely going to be easy on those tires. May the force be with you, Cheeseburger. Paul Imms to the top of the board with a 31.57. Got Brian Merle Jr. second with a 31.68. He improves to a 31.64. Third is still Chris Wheeler. We have about a 800th gap between Paul Imms and Brian Merle Jr., but wow, great lap time for Paul Imms. Only driver to break into the 31.5 so far. Mark Shaver's on track right now. And the Marco's Pizza Machine. Looks like I believe he's up to third, 31.81. Great lap time for him. It's about 3/10 off of Paul Imms right now. Bailey Jones on track. Joe Wright. I think he's getting ready to complete his first lap time right here. Nope, this is his first lap. You see Brian Newty to second, making YXU Racing proud with a 31.61. Still, though, can't quite catch Paul Imms. What a lap time for that 28 machine. Matthew Scott, I believe, may be completing his first lap time right here. Nope, that was the start. Oh, Brian Newty to the top of the board, 31.48. Scorching fast lap time for that 40 machine. That's going to mean that a 10th separates now first and second. What a lap time for Mr. Brian Newty. See, Ryan Salinas says, big shout out to the Broskis, Hagerman, and Chaput. And, of course, shout outs to the one, the only G-Ma Hagerman, the number one fan. Yeah, so far we see Logan Hagerman. He is currently on track right now. We're getting ready to see what lap time he is going to set. And then Derek Chaput currently sitting in that 13th spot. He has had a rough qualifying run so far. See if he can improve. And then last race, we did actually have the Grandma Hagerman race to just show how much the league supports Grandma Hagerman. So we definitely love all three of them. And they're all, Hagerman, Chaput, and Grandma Hagerman are all big parts of the SCSRA league. Cameron Austin went to the top of the board with a 31.36. Great lap time for him. Joe Wright to third with a 31.52. Still about 2/10 off of Cameron Austin right now. Got Devin Buccino on track. 31.59 was his first lap. Still about 2/10 off. Can he improve? No, pretty much runs an identical lap time. There you go, Logan Hagerman to 7th, and ironically, he is the 7. 31.76, still a little bit off of first place right now. He's trying to get up there. Nick Mather on track right now. The bot squad is on their feet. See what lap time he is going to turn. Mather's had a great season so far. 1 top 5 and 2 top 10s looking to break into the win column here tonight at Kansas Speedway. Here's Sylvan Seguin. He's on track right now. First lap for Nick Mather, we see he is keeping it up against the wall, trying to build up as much speed as possible for that second lap. Keeping it high here in 3 and 4, continuing to build up that speed. He's got to be careful to keep it off the wall, though. That is going to scrub some speed. Or that's going to add time. Sylvan Seguin onto the track with a 32.02. Still needs to gain a little bit more if he wants to get up there to your leader, Cameron Austin. Lap number 2 for Nick Mather. I believe since he got into the outside wall there, that did not count for him. So let's see what he's going to do here. Colin Williams to 4th. Great lap time for him. 31.55, still about 0.2 off, but definitely looking like he has a top 5, top 10 car here at Kansas. Mather to 11th with a 31.89. There's Eddie Morris on track right now. He's looking to try to set a good lap time right here. Cody Moore, he's in 3rd right now with a 31.48. Still needs about 10th, but he's right up there on Cameron Austin. Maybe needs one more 10th and he'll be able to get up there. Isaiah Gill on track right now. Last week's winner, trying to make it 2 in a row here at Kansas. Cody Moore. Looks like Cody Moore is, even though he set his 2 required lap times, he's continuing to stay out there and practicing. I sometimes do that when I don't feel comfortable with the track, and Kansas certainly is a tricky track. Again, I've always had trouble with this track, and I know on Sunday in the Cup Series, I know a lot of drivers had trouble with this track with the tire wear, getting into the outside wall, the wind. It was a wild race on Sunday, and I think we're going to see the same kind of thing here tonight. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you're wondering who did win our previous broadcast, we did have to end the stream early to get this broadcast ready. Eddie Hughes ended up getting the win. So if y'all were wondering who won the Club Jerky Mayhem Modifieds race, saw Eddie Hughes get the win. Here we go, gridding for the feature event. Let's take a look here at your starting lineup. Starting on the pole with a 31.356. Great lap time for him. Cameron Austin will be leading the field to the green flag. Then outside of him, it will be Brian Nudie in the 40 machine. Starting 3rd with Lost Cause Motorsports, got Cody Moore. 4th is Intensity Broadcasting Zone, Eddie Morrison. Then rounding out your top 5, we have Joe Wright. 6th place, it's the Northwest Zone, Isaiah Gill. 7th, YXU Racing's got Colin Williams. 8th place from Canada, it's Paul Ems. 9th, Devin Buccino. And then rounding out your top 10, got the 31 of Blake Kinsley. 11th place, it's Neon Racing's Brian Merle Jr. 12th will be Mr. Logan Hagerman. 13th, we have Mark Shavers in the 6th. 14th from Canada, Nick Mather. And rounding out your top 15, it's the Mid-South's Bobby Mays. 16th will be Mr. Michael Provolt. 17th is Chris Wheeler. 18th is Bailey Jones in the 88. 19th will be Sylvan Seguin with Cyclone, and then rounding out your top 20, it is none other than Colton Kinsey in the M&M's number 54. 21st is Intensity Broadcasting Zone Josh Hall. 22nd is Neon Racing's Derek Chaput. 23rd will be Michael Lawrence, who will have to start from the back. 24th is Daniel Michel. 25th is Dakota Camper making his first start of the season, I believe. 26th is the Mays Mafia's Kyle Mays. 27th is Matthew Scott. 28th is the 25 of Todd Mays. And then last but not least, it is the 84 of Dave Wright. Here we go. The field is set. The cars are on track. Now they're going to have to settle it out in 115 laps. There we go. We are getting ready for our pace laps. Drivers will get one lap around to warm up their tires. Keys of the race here tonight. Tires, tires, tires. If you can save tires, you have the potential to be a top 5, top 3, or even a winner here tonight. Tire saving is just going to be so important. Other thing is going to be just keeping it off the wall. I know a lot of drivers will be running that high line tonight to try to save tires. Eventually, you will get in the wall, but, I mean, you can't prevent it, so got to keep it out of the wall for sure. But, again, save those tires. You got to save the tires if you want to be successful here at Kansas. And it is very, very difficult. I know I am terrible at saving tires, especially here at these mile-and-a-halfs. It's going to be very, very difficult. We're going to see a lot of drivers struggle here at Kansas, but that is just going to make the victory so much sweeter. There we go. Green flag is out. We see Cameron Austin taking off. He has the nose over Brian Nudie. As we are getting right ahead into turns 1 and 2, Cameron Austin is officially clear, but Brian Nudie still staying right on his back bumper. Cameron Austin continuing to extend the gap here in turns 1 and 2. Brian Nudie keeping up, though. Here we see the battle for that 4th spot, side by side between Devin Buccino, Joe Wright. Buccino with the nose. As we head here onto the front stretch, the two make a little bit of contact. Joe with the nose as we cross the line. And he's able to get clear. Joe Wright up to that 4th spot now. He is setting his sights now on Cody Moore. Devin Buccino coming back on the bottom. The two make some contact again. Buccino looks like he is officially able to get clear. He is now getting under. Cody Moore looking low and looking high now. Cody Moore setting his sights on your 2nd place driver, Brian Nudie. Here comes Isaac Gill looking low under Cody Moore. Where did he come from? Isaac Gill slides up into that 3rd spot. He is now going to be setting his sights on your 2nd place driver, Brian Nudie, not too far ahead. Cody Moore, though, sticking right on Isaac Gill's back bumper still. Devin Buccino looking low under Cody Moore for 4th. Can't get to that rear quarter panel. They are side by side. And there we go. We see Devin Buccino up to 4th now, trying to get to that top 3. Here we go. Isaac Gill catching Brian Nudie. Lap by lap. See what it looks like to be in a car here at Kansas. Here's a lap around with Isaiah Gill. See Isaiah keeping it up on that high side. Right now, currently in tire saving mode. Again, keeping it high up against the wall. And once again, this is in efforts to save those tires so that Gill can stay out on track as long as he possibly can. So when he comes in, he may be the last one to come in, and he'll have fresher tires compared to everybody else. There we see Gill trying to look low under Brian Nudie here. Got very, very close to that rear quarter panel, but he can't quite get there. Isaiah Gill got right there. He's coming. Look who is currently getting to that 5th spot right now. That's Brian Merle Jr. See Blake Hensley there as well. Merle about to Cody Moore's rear quarter panel right now. We see Moore throws a block. That's not going to help. Here comes Merle on the bottom. Brian with the nose. Side by side. And we are looks like Isaiah Gill kind of fell off pace a little bit. He's getting passed by Devin Buccino on the outside. Side by side here between the two. Buccino with the nose on the back stretch. And Isaiah Gill pulls in behind him. We see Isaiah Gill getting a little bit sideways. Blake Hensley trying to get by Cody Moore after Brian Merle failed to pass that 52 machine. Hensley trying to look to the high side. Trying to run that Kyle Larson line to get by Cody Moore. Hensley with the nose. And then here comes Merle Jr. on the outside. And Blake Hensley failed to also get by Cody Moore. We see Brian Merle taking advantage of that. He's looking to the high side. And there we go. Brian Merle Jr. up to 6th now. Still has Blake Hensley right there. Oh, something happened to Brian Merle Jr. Looked like he got loose or something. That's going to allow Blake Hensley to go right by. We see Logan Hagerman taking advantage of that mistake as well. He also heads right by. And we are currently side by side for 6th. Here comes Logan Hagerman reeling him in. Falls back behind. Oh, Blake Hensley into the outside wall running that high line. That stuff's going to happen. We see Hagerman looking down low. We see, there we go, Logan Hagerman up to that 6th spot now. See Isaac Gill, ooh, getting a little bit squirrely off of turn number 2. Let's take a look at your top 5 right now. Cameron Austin led this whole race so far. He is in first. Brian Nudi in second. Third is Devin Buccino. Running in fourth, we have Isaiah Gill. Oh, and we have a caution flag out. Bailey Jones is around. And it is now time for the Marco's Pizza Wreckage Rewind. Shout out to Marco's Pizza for sponsoring this SCSRA Xfinity Series Wreckage Rewind. Here we go. Let's take a look at what happened. Here's Bailey Jones. Ooh, she got into the outside wall there. And Dave Wright has nowhere to go except for right into her. Again, Bailey into the outside wall. Provolt looks like got involved. And we have pretty much the whole field coming in to take tires here. Brian Nudi, Cody Moore, Eddie Morse, Joe Wright, Isaiah Gill, a few of the drivers currently into the pits. See, Brian Nudi is the first one off. Then it's Cody Moore, then it's Blake Kinsley, then it's Logan Hagerman. And we see Mark Shavers is off. But look at this. Surprise, surprise. These drivers are gambling, staying out. Sylvan Seguin in 6th. Michael Lawrence in 5th. Daniel Mitchell in 4th. Brian Merle Jr. in 3rd. Devin Buccino in 2nd. And then your leader, Cameron Austin, all stay out. We'll see if they'll be able to hold off these drivers with fresh tires. And we do have a few shout-outs on Facebook. Gannon Cypher says, Cameron Austin, let's go. Cameron Austin, your current leader right now, made the surprising decision by staying out. Let's see if it pays off, or will they just fly right by him, the drivers with fresh tires? We'll see. And Cassie Williams says, let's go. Colin and Mather, both of them came in here in our most recent pit stop. See here. Colin Williams currently running in that 15th spot. He definitely has a top 10 car. Looks like he might have had a little bit of trouble on pit road trying to get back up there. And Mather has been tire savings mode. We haven't really said his name too much. Trying to get his way up through the field. And then Maria Bodnar-Madsen says, get it done. Number 74, Brian. Brian Merle Jr. will be restarting inside second row here on this next restart. Also decided to stay out in a very, very interesting move. We'll see if he'll be able to hold off the drivers with fresh tires, or will it be too late? Will they just fly right by him? We'll see. Top 6 on fresh tires. The rest of the field are top 6 on old tires, 17 to be exact. The rest of the field on fresh tires. Let's see how quickly Brian Nudi and the rest of the drivers with fresh tires will be able to make their way up to the field. Green flag is out, and there we see Cameron Austin taking off. He is able to get clear. We do have a battle right now going on for that second spot. Daniel Mitchell looking low under Devin Buccino. Mitchell to Buccino's rear quarter panel. But he falls back in line in third. We see Devin Buccino beginning to reel in Cameron Austin. This is the first time we've really seen a driver give Austin a run for his money all race long. We see Mitchell getting once again to Devin Buccino's rear quarter panel. But right now we watch this battle. Buccino all over Austin's back bumper. He's going to look to the high side here. Decides to roll back behind Cameron Austin for a little bit longer and continuing to set up that pass. I don't know. What's Devin Buccino going to try to do here? Here is the cockpit cam of that number 68 machine. Uh-oh, Devin Buccino into the outside wall. That is going to hurt his speed. And we see Daniel Michel looking low now. Michel onto the apron. He has the nose as we cross the line, and he is able to get clear. Daniel Michel up to second now. Devin Buccino still right there on Michel's back bumper. Not letting him get away. And right now we take a look here at the current battle for fifth right now. Brian Nudi with fresher tires than Brian Merle Jr. He's trying to look low under that 74 machine. See Logan Hagerman there as well. Brian Nudi continuing. Oh, looks like Hagerman might have gotten into the wall a little bit there. Brian Merle Jr. back clear. Still Hagerman and Brian Nudi are right there. Hagerman all over Brian Merle Jr.'s back bumper right now. And there we go. We see Logan Hagerman looking low side by side right now. Almost got clear there. But still, they remain side by side. Brian Merle Jr. putting up one heck of a fight right now. Logan Hagerman, he is finally clear. Logan up into the top 5 now. Brian Merle Jr. is also getting passed right now by Kyle Mays for that 6th spot. And these are all drivers with fresh tires, I believe. That's why they're all flying by Brian Merle Jr. Brian Merle Jr., let's see. Currently 25 laps completed here at Kansas. Let's take a look at here's how your top 5 is looking right now. Cameron Austin is in first. Daniel Michel is in second. Devin Buccino is in third. Blake Hensley in fourth. And then rounding out your top 5 right now, it is Logan Hagerman. And let's take a look at here's how pit strategy is looking right now. Right now, your top 3, Cameron Austin, Daniel Michel, Devin Buccino, all are on currently 26-lap tires. And then in that 4th, 5th, and 6th, we have drivers on way newer tires, Hensley, Hagerman, and Mays. They should be reeling in these drivers just because they have fresher tires. We do see, side by side, we got Brian Merle Jr. getting passed by Mark Shavers for that 7th spot. Shavers up to 7th now. Here comes Matthew Scott looking to get 8th. Merle Jr. just continues to fall back, fall back, fall back. And that's just because he's on those old tires. And right now, for your leader, Cameron Austin, currently on 30-lap tires, we've seen almost a second or 2 seconds of fall off so far for him. So Cameron Austin definitely as seeing these tires start to fall off. Question is, will these drivers with fresher tires be able to catch him? And we actually have a battle for second beginning to brew. Devin Muccino beginning to reel back in Daniel Michel. Here we got Todd Mays looking low under Cody Moore for that 10th spot. Todd to the rear quarter panel. Falls back in line. Cody Moore trying to get by Brian Nudie. That's the 9th spot. We actually saw a driver go off track. That's Colton Kinsey. See what happened to him. Run pretty much by himself. Runs a little bit too low into the grass. Luckily able to save it though. Looks like Devin Muccino, he was able to get by Daniel Michel while we were looking at the back portion of the track and our most recent little through the grass incident. So Devin Muccino now setting his sights on Cameron Austin. Will he be able to erase that 2-second deficit between first and second? We'll see. John Rose says, go Wheeler. Let's see, where is he at? Chris Wheeler, let's see. He is in 21st right now. We really haven't said his name too much, but sometimes that can be good at these types of tracks, as that means right now Chris Wheeler actively saving tires probably, and he is looking to try to get up there in the end. We see Daniel Michel trying to get back to that second place spot. We see Devin Muccino is extending the gap, however. See Matthew Scott trying to reel in Mark Shavers for that 7th spot. Cody Moore side by side with Matthew Scott. He's taking it to the outside. And it seems to be working. He's got the nose over Scott right now. There we go. He is now looking to get by Mark Shavers. They're pretty much side by side right now. Here comes Cody Moore. He is finally able to get by Mark Shavers. We see Mark Shavers now trying to hold off Matthew Scott. They're side by side. And looks like we're seeing some green flag pit stops. See Devin Muccino coming in. Daniel Michel coming in. Brian Merle Jr., Chris Wheeler, Michael Lawrence, everybody who stayed out during our latest caution, they're finally coming in. There we go. We see Muccino able to get those tires. So that is going to mean that we see pretty much the entire field on those old tires now. We'll watch to see if these drivers with the fresher tires will be able to make their way back up through the field. Devin Muccino, especially. He won the race off of pit road if everybody else has to come in, the cycle should put him in the lead. We do have a battle for second beginning to brew between Logan Hagerman and Kyle Mays. Hagerman trying to look to the high side, trying to see if that's how he is going to be able to get by that 55. Shavers reeling in Matthew Scott for that 6th spot. Trying to get up there. Mark Shavers right there. Currently looking low under that 05 machine. Trying to get to that rear quarter panel. Can't quite get there. Let's take a look and see what it's currently looking like from the onboard cam of Mark Shavers. We see Shavers running about mid-track right now. Drifts up to the high side as we head onto the front stretch. Down onto the apron as we cross the line. Back onto the track. And again, going about mid-corner down to the bottom. And then letting it drift back up. Uh-oh, we might be seeing a battle for the lead beginning to brew. Kyle Mays reeling in Blake Kinsley. What's Kyle Mays going to do here? See Mays looking down. Kyle to his rear quarter panel. Here's Kyle Mays down to the bottom. To his door. Ooh, almost made a little bit of contact right there. Looks like we see Paul Ems coming into the pits. This is an interesting decision we're seeing here from him. He was one of those drivers who came in on the most recent caution. That might be signaling that we'll see some of our other leaders start coming in as well behind him. There we go. Kyle Mays up to the lead now. He is able to get by Blake Kinsley. Blake Kinsley still on the back bumper of that mellow yellow machine. There we go. We're seeing a lot of drivers start to come in. Colton Kinsey now. Josh Hall is in. Here we see Logan Hagerman chasing Cody Moore for that 3rd spot. Hagerman, let's see. On his back bumper. And I think right now, coming to 50 laps, I think right now is the perfect time for our version of Crank It Up. It's time for Pump Up the Intensity. Here we go. And actually, as I say that, we do actually see one of our leaders come into the pits. That's Blake Kinsley. He's coming in to take some tires So we'll hold back on the pump up the intensity for a little bit just to see how this pit strategy is going to shake out. Coming off the pits, Blake Kinsley still... Oh, no, he's down a lap now. We'll see if he'll be able to get that lap back. Do you see a battle for third beginning to brew between Todd Mays and Logan Hagerman? Mays looking low. Oh, Logan Hagerman to the outside wall. The tires must not be feeling good for that 7 machine. Todd Mays to third now. See Logan Hagerman not letting him get away, though. Let's take a look with everything that's happened with the drivers coming into the pits. Got Kyle Mays in first. Cody Moore in second. We have Todd Mays in third. Got Logan Hagerman in fourth. And then rounding out your top 5 currently, we have Mark Shavers. We still have yet to see our first green flag pit stop drivers get their laps back. I'm not sure if that strategy is really paying off right now. I think the drivers who went in at that caution or staying out longer may have the advantage right now. Let's try this again. We're going to go ahead and try to pump up the intensity here. You'll get to oh, look at this. Seeing some more drivers coming. Logan Hagerman, Isaiah Gill. They are going to go ahead and get some fresh tires. Colin Williams is in right now. So we see a few YXU drivers come in. Might see Brian Nudie, Nick Mather coming on the next lap. Do have a battle for fourth beginning to brew between 2 members of the Mays Mafia, Bobby Mays, Mark Shavers. And look at this. Don't look down. We see Nick Mather coming in now. We do see, I take that back. They're back down a lap. And there we see Cody Moore finally coming in. We're seeing a lot of the drivers that came on that first caution come in. Mark Shavers and Bobby Mays is coming in. Matthew Scott is coming in. How long is Kyle Mays willing to stay out here? Here comes Eddie Morse trying to get one of his laps back. He does. There we go. We see Kyle Mays making that hard left turn onto pit road. Here he comes. We'll see if anybody else follows behind him. No, we see Todd Mays stays out. He is going to inherit that lead now. How long is he willing to stay out is the question. Kyle Mays is in. Joe Wright is in. Brian Nudie is in now. Todd Mays and Dave Wright are really the only drivers who have yet to come in. Dave Wright is now in. And there we go. We see Todd Mays finally coming in. And so the drivers on the other pit strategy will be inheriting the lead here. So, they got their lap back. They need to make one more trip around. Let's see. So can Todd Mays come in and come out without going down a lap? We'll see here. Or losing the lead, that is. Here we go. We see Blake Kinsley now up to that first spot. He was one of the first drivers to come into the pits. And let's see. Let's take a look at here's how we're looking right now on pit strategy. Oh, wow. Blake Kinsley is only on 8-lap tires, while second and third, Daniel Michelle and Chris Wheeler, they're on 18-lap tires. So Blake Kinsley having a little bit of advantage right now over the rest of the field. We see Hagerman on 4-lap tires. Cody Moore on very, very new tires. Kyle Mays on very, very new tires. So we should see Hagerman and Moore start to make their way up to the field and get by Daniel Michel, Chris Wheeler, who are currently on older tires. See, John Rowe is up 3 positions, or he says Bumpy Wheeler's up 3 positions. Chris Wheeler currently running in that 3rd spot right now. He's got a chance to get a top 5 here tonight if he plays his cards right. He is trying to get up there to your top 2. Currently 5 seconds separate him in 2nd place right now. Here's Cameron Austin, a driver who did lead a lot of this race. He has fallen since to 8th, trying to make his way. Oh, no! He's loose off of turn number 4. What a save for that 77, but that's going to cost him. Isaiah Gill flies right by. With everything, with the pit strategy going on right now. Take a look at, here's how we're looking. Blake Hensley in 1st. Daniel Michel in 2nd. Chris Wheeler 3rd. Hagerman 4th. And then Cody Moore rounding out your top 5 right now. So with pit stops done for a little while, let's go ahead and pump up the intensity. You'll get to hear the sounds and sights of the racetrack. Here we go. All right, welcome back to the racing action here on Intensity Broadcasting. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the little pump up the intensity, got to hear some of the sights and sounds of the racetrack. That's always my favorite part. One of my favorite parts of the broadcast is to do that. Do have a battle currently brewing for the 2nd spot. We saw Cody Moore was actually able to get by Daniel Michel, and it actually makes sense. We see Cody Moore on 10-lap tires compared to Daniel Michel, who is currently on 26-lap tires. We see new tires prevailing, and the drivers with the older tires are beginning to fall. Logan Hagerman now getting ready to go by Daniel Michel. Hagerman also on newer tires compared to that 26 machine. Getting up to the back bumper. We see he's taking it to the low side. There he goes side by side. Hagerman able to get clear up to that 3rd spot now. See Daniel Michel trying not to let him get away. Looks like some of these drivers are having trouble with lap traffic right now. Here comes Kyle Mays reeling in Daniel Michel. We're seeing how Colton Kinsey into the outside wall. There we see Kyle Mays able to get by Daniel Michel. This is just showing how terrible these old tires are. You just fall behind. Let's see. Currently, we've seen a second drop-off already from Daniel Michel, and I think that's going to continue the longer he stays out. We saw for most drivers about a 30 to 36 lap stint. Right now, Daniel Michel is on lap number 29. We should see drivers like Daniel Michel, Chris Wheeler, Michael Lawrence, Devin Buccino, Cameron Austin start to come in here in the next couple of laps. Do you see Kyle Mays beginning to reel in Logan Hagerman for that third spot? Here comes Mays. Getting to Hagerman's rear quarter panel. He's right there. Here comes Mays. Oh, Hagerman into the outside wall. That's going to allow Kyle Mays to go right by. We see Mays with a little bit newer tires compared to Hagerman. See, it says Wheeler at lap 75. That's when you think he's going to pit. That is when he's going to pit. I don't know. We'll see here. Pit strategy is certainly tricky here for sure. This is Chris Wheeler's longest stint so far. He's staying a lot longer than he did originally. Again, I think... Oh, there we go. We see he's coming in. Chris Wheeler into the pits. One of the... Oh, no! He spins when he was entering the pits. That's not good. That is going to lose him a ton of positions on the track and slow down his trip to try to get the win here. Chris Wheeler, the first of many of the drivers on the older tires to start to come in. I think we'll see a lot of other drivers like Daniel Michel, Michael Lawrence, Cameron Austin. They're going to start coming in as well here in just a second. See Joe Wright trying to get up to Mark Shavers for that 10th spot. Field pretty spread out right now, I'd say. Got Blake Hensley in first right now. Cody Moore currently running in that second spot. Third place, we saw Kyle Mays was able to get it by Logan Hagerman. Fourth is Logan Hagerman. And then rounding out your top five right now, it is Daniel Michel. But there you see Isaiah Gill starting to reel him in a little bit. Here comes Matthew Scott trying to look low under Isaiah Gill here. Matthew Scott in his first race with the series, he has had a great race so far. We've said his name a lot. He's been in the top 10 for most of the race. Oh, looks like he's blinking a little bit, though. That could be a problem. Hopefully that's not a problem for Gill, seeing that. I mean, that could be a little bit intimidating, seeing the car flashing behind you, disappearing. It's like, where is he? See, there you see Scott under him now. Side by side. And there we go. He's able to get clear now. Matthew Scott up to that 6th place spot now. See Bobby Mays there as well, reeling him in. And though we see another driver on older tires coming in, Daniel Michel. Looks like he also struggled to enter into the pits, spun the tires a little bit, almost got loose like Chris Wheeler did. He's going to come in and get 4 fresh tires and see if he can make his way back up to the field. He was running in top 5 for a little bit. We're kind of seeing 2 different strategies right now, and it kind of started on our first caution when we saw majority of the field come in, and then we saw 6 or 7 drivers stay out. And so we're seeing the 6 or 7, there we see Michael Lawrence coming in. The 6 or 7 drivers that stayed out, they're coming in right now, and then we're going to start to see the rest of the field come in a little while later. See Todd Mays reeling in Isaiah Gill now for that 6th spot. It's looking like Isaiah Gill's tires aren't looking too good right now. We currently, let's see, Mays is 19 lap tires compared to Isaiah's 23 lap tires. That might make a little bit of a difference there. And right now, oh, there we go. You see he's under him to the rear quarter panel. Trying to get to the door on the back stretch. Here comes Mays. Ooh, almost clear, almost clear, almost clear. He's clear. Todd Mays now up to that 6th place spot. See, Paul Imp's coming in now. He was another driver that stayed out during that first caution. Let's see here. We got Todd Mays, Millen, and Matthew Scott right now. And here comes Todd Mays, rear quarter panel. See, looks like we might see a battle for second beginning to brew. Here comes Kyle Mays reeling in Cody Moore. See Mays looking high. Here he is getting a great run. Of course, you see just how much of an advantage the top has here. Looking down low. And he's able to get clear. Cody Moore still right there on his back bumper. Cody Moore still right there. See a battle for 5th. We see Todd Mays continuing his trek up through the field. Getting ready to go. And look at this. Your leader, Blake Hensley, coming into the pits here. He was the first driver last time out of the drivers who stayed out or who came in on that first caution to come in. I think that's going to just... We're going to start seeing a lot more drivers start to come in after that. Yep, there he is getting those fresh tires. So this is going to give the lead now to Kyle Mays. Do you see Matthew Scott looking under Todd Mays right now? Trying to get that. There we go. He's back to 4th now. Todd Mays staying right there, though. Here's Michael Lawrence trying to get his lap back. He's continuing his way up through the field. And we do want to once again thank our sponsor for tonight's race, which is Fortuna Iron. And we actually have, let's see. Oh, before we do the ad read, we do see Kyle Mays coming into the pits, your leader. That's going to give the lead now to Cody Moore. There you go, Isaac Gill coming in. I think we're going to see a lot more drivers start to come in after that. Top 5 right now based on tires. Let's see, 31, 33, 31, 29, 31. Yeah, pretty much all the top 19 right now are all due for a pit stop, except for Blake Hensley, who is currently 14th on fresh tires. When everybody comes in, he'll probably inherit the lead. And Paul Imms may be in second. Question is, how long is Cody Moore going to stay out here? Oh, uh-oh, wreck. Caution flag is out. And it is now time for the Wreckage Rewind presented by Marco's Pizza. Make sure to visit your local Marco's Pizza. Get some awesome fresh pizza, whether you get it delivered to your door, get takeout, or curbside pickup. And it all depends on your location as well, what all is available. If you don't know, make sure to visit their website, marcospizza.com. But here's a look at what happened. Oh no, Logan Hagerman. We see Brian Merle Jr., who is a lap car, gets into the outside wall. Hagerman goes down low to avoid it, but it's too late. Merle bounces off the wall into Hagerman's rear quarter panel. And then, into the outside wall. Hate to see it there for that 7 machine. And then here comes Michael Lawrence flying in. Gosh. We were having a very, very long green flag run, and we should see the rest of the drivers who were due for a pit stop come in. Curious to see who all stays out. I know a lot of the drivers who were stuck down a lap for coming in, they should get their lap back. And Cody Moore is the first driver off of pit road. He will take the lead now. Then it's going to be Matthew Scott. Then Todd Mays. Then we see Bobby Mays is next off of pit road, and then rounding out your top 5 right now, it's Mark Shavers. So let's see. Wait to see what happens when they go around and see what pit strategy will look like coming to, let's see, there we go. We got the rest of the drivers who just got their lap back coming in. Blake Hensley coming in, Dave Wright coming in, Dakota Camper coming in. They're all coming in. Nick Mather's in, Joe Wright's in. So your top 5 is looking right now. Got Cody Moore in first. Matthew Scott in second. Third right now, it's Todd Mays. Fourth is Bobby Mays. And then rounding out your top 5 right now, currently, it is Mark Shavers. See what happens here. So here's how pitch strategy is looking right now. We see everybody on fresh tires right now, and I think, let's see, yeah, that when they cross the line, Mather should count towards that. Yeah, everybody in the field right now is pretty much on the same strategy right now. Yep. My only question is, let's see, is about Dembuccino. He's on 21 lap tires. We see Austin on 17, but pretty much everybody on those fresh tires. Everybody's on the same strategy currently, so we won't see any differing strategies. In these last couple laps, it's going to be really all about tire management. So here we go, coming to the green flag. Cody Moore will be starting on the bottom. Matthew Scott starting on the top. Here we go. There we go. Green flag is out. There we see Cody Moore taking off. We are side by side for second between Todd Mays and Matthew Scott. We got Todd Mays with the nose right now. Matthew Scott getting a great run on the outside, and he's able to get clear into that second spot now. Scott setting his sights on your leader, Cody Moore. We are coming to 25 laps to go here. There we see Scott taking it to the bottom now. Trying to see if that'll help him. And here comes Todd Mays reeling back in Matthew Scott. He had gotten by him on that initial restart. So Scott took back that second spot. Now he's at it again. Here comes Cody Moore. Bobby Mays for that third spot. Bobby. Let's see. They remain side by side here. And there we see, oh, look at this. Cody Moore just ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 31.56. The tires are the best they have been for these drivers all race long, and these drivers really need to take advantage of having these fresh tires to, make some moves, pass some cars while these tires are feeling good, because all of a sudden you'll feel it, poof, the tires are going to become really, really, really slow again. And it's gonna happen really, really quickly, so these drivers got to take advantage of these tires feeling so good right now and use and make these moves. Side by side for third between Colin Williams and Todd Mays. Todd Mays with the nose here in 3 and 4. He's had to fend off a lot of drivers here. Pretty much equal. Colin Williams with the nose. Side by side for third still, and looks like Colin Williams now up to that third spot, able to get clear of Todd Mays. And here, we're 3 wide between Brian Nudie and Bobby Mays. This is a recipe for disaster on these 1.5 miles, and they're back to 2 wide. That was a wild little bit there when we were 3 wide, and we are currently side by side for fourth between Bobby Mays and Brian Nudie. Here comes Bobby Mays on the bottom. Nudie running in fourth right now. Looks like he was able to get clear of Mays, but he's coming back. Brian Newty trying to continue to fend off Logan Hagerman here for that 4th spot. You see Bobby Mays not going down on the apron. He's trying to take it to the outside here. Let's see, here's what it looks like from the onboard view of Brian Newty. There we go. See, running right against the wall right now in efforts to try to save these tires. Very precious here in the late portions of these races, because I don't think these drivers are willing to go back in. I don't actually think they have any sets left. And if they do, I don't think they'll be willing to come in and lose track position. So saving these tires will be very vital here in the waning portions of this race here. There you see Newty not going down on the apron. That's going to hurt him, as there's Hagerman still staying right on his back bumper. We do have a battle for first maybe beginning to brew right here between Matthew Scott and Cody Moore. We'll continue to keep an eye on that. Look back here at the battle for 4th between Logan Hagerman and Brian Newty. Hagerman can... Oh, and look at this. We do see Brian Newty is actually beginning to reel in Colin Williams for that 3rd spot. And with 16 laps to go, we see a yellow flag. Colton Kinsey is around. Now time for the Marco's Pizza Wreckage Rewind. And again, shout out to Marco's Pizza for sponsoring the Wreckage Rewind for this whole SCSRA Xfinity Series season. Greatly appreciated. Go look them up if you're interested in getting some delicious pizza. There we got Colton Kinsey running down on that apron. Yeah, it's a recipe for disaster here at these 1.5 miles. See, he gets him sideways. Hasn't completely lost it, hasn't completely lost it, hasn't completely lost it. Able to straighten out, and then we see he slides way right into the outside wall. Into it again, into it again. And then he's sliding backwards. Interesting. We're seeing a little bit of strategy come into play. Got Devin Buccino into the pits. Cameron Austin into the pits. And I don't know if they're on the lead lap or anything. This could make a difference, though, with these fresh tires compared to... Got everybody on 15 lap tires right now. And we do see here, currently your top 5 is looking a little bit like this. Got Cody Moore in 1st, Matthew Scott in 2nd, Colin Williams in 3rd. 4th, we have Brian Newty. And then rounding out your top 5, it's none other than Logan Hagerman. Can Cody Moore hang on to it? We did see Cody Moore get one win this season so far, but that was on a completely different track type at Road America. Cody Moore showing that he is not only a road course specialist, he can perform well here on these 1.5 miles. Cody Moore, we know he's a great driver on all tracks, and he's definitely showing that here at Kansas Speedway. That'd be crazy if we can see him get a second win at another different track type. We see Brandon White on Facebook says, let's go Matt Scott, another driver with a good chance to win tonight's race. Running in second right now. I believe this is his first race of the season here in the SCSRA Xfinity Series, and what a performance he has done. He's ran in top 5 for most of this race, and here he is contending for a win coming to 10 laps to go. Watch out for that 05 machine. Third, Colin Williams. Williams with a solid season. He's gotten a top 5 in every single race so far, but hasn't broken into the win column. That could all change here tonight at Kansas Speedway. Williams was kind of hanging back in the beginning, but after all the pit strategy was said and done, here he is in the top 5. Brian Newty was running up front in the beginning, but after the pit strategy was said and done, he fell back, but he's back up to 4th right now. Hagerman, he's been hanging around top 10 all race. He's in 5th right now. Here we go, getting ready to go back green here. And look at this. Cody Moore is going to elect to start on the outside. This is an interesting decision, as that's going to put Matthew Scott on the bottom. And if you think about it, though, the top is kind of the preferred line here at Kansas. I've been seeing the majority of these drivers running up top. So we'll see how that is going to work out. I haven't actually mentioned the race info. Right now it's 76 degrees Fahrenheit, 44% humidity, partly cloudy skies. We got that Kansas wind that we saw a lot in the Cup race, 9 miles per hour wind speed. That might have been affecting these drivers a little bit. 101 degrees Fahrenheit, track temperature a little bit slick right now, a little bit hot. And we are here in Kansas City, Kansas, at the 1.5 miles of Kansas Speedway. Pace cars in. Green flag is out. Uh-oh. Looks like Matthew Scott had a little bit of trouble on the start. We see Cody Moore is able to get a great start, and here comes Matthew Scott trying to get back to that second spot. Brian Newty is clear, but we see Matthew Scott coming back on the bottom. They're pretty much equal as we head here onto the backstretch. Here we go. Pretty much equal right now. Matthew Scott. Yeah, something definitely happened on the start. I'm not quite sure, but that definitely hurt him. He's trying to get that position back, and there, I was about to say, he was almost clear. Brian Newty still got a little bit to go before he's officially clear. Almost. Oh, wow. Thank you, Chris Wheeler, for the stars donation. That is greatly appreciated. I know he was racing in this race tonight. I know you had a tough race. But we appreciate with the star donation. Thank you again, Chris Wheeler. Here comes Colin Williams reeling in Brian Newty right now. And Brian Newty's actually beginning to reel back in Matthew Scott for that second spot right now. I know those two were battling a little bit on the restart. Matthew Scott was able to get to that second spot, but I don't think it's over between these two. Here's the onboard cam from that number 40 machine. We see Devin Buccino was actually able to get by him. Buccino reeling in Matthew Scott fast. It's like he turned on the rocket boosters here with less than 10 to go. And here comes Devin Buccino Oh, yeah, he flies right by. He's able to get clear. I am not... Whoa! Devin Buccino is running almost 5/10 faster than the rest of the field right now. He is reeling in Cody Moore fast. I don't know what the heck happened with Devin Buccino. See, Dean Qualley says, go get it, Buccino. I don't know if he was, like, saving the tires way more than everybody else, but, again, it looks like he's just kind of turned on the rocket boosters. He's looking low under Cody Moore now for that lead. Side by side. Devin Buccino to the lead here with 6 laps to go. Wow. This is... Whoa. Do have a battle. Whoa, we got a lot of tight racing here for, what is this, the 6th spot. Here comes Cameron Austin trying to get back up to the front where he ran for a lot of this race. He kind of fell behind when pit stop started to happen. But here he is trying to get back up to 6 side by side with Kyle Mays. See Todd Mays reeling in Brian Newty for that 4th spot. 5 laps to go. And look at this, Brian Newty reeling in Matthew Scott. I don't know if Matthew Scott burnt off his tires, but he's fallen way behind. Brian Newty able to, let's see, he's got the nose right now. Scott coming back on the outside. And look at this, Cameron Austin pretty much made it 3 wide right there. Look at this. He is up to that 3rd spot right now. Another driver who's kind of turned on the rocket boosters here in the later portion of this race. Cameron Austin able to get clear up to that 3rd spot now. We got Brian Newty right all over Matthew Scott's back bumper. He's looking low now. Scott, whoa, look at that. Almost saw a wreck right there. Oh, Logan Hagerman into the outside wall. Side by side between, oh, caution is out. This is big as we're looking to see a green-white checkered. It's pizza time with the Wreckage Rewind. Again, go visit your local Marco's Pizza today. Or tomorrow. Or next month. As here is Josh Hall right here. Oh, looks like there was a wreck in front of him. That was Eddie Morris and Dakota Camper. Morris slides up and Josh has nowheres to go. And the front end is destroyed on that 81 machine. So here we go. We are getting ready for a green-white checkered. And here's how the top 5 is looking right now. Devin Buccino in first. He just took the lead recently. And we just saw him kind of turn the rocket boosters on. He's looking very, very fast right now. Got Cody Moore has led a lot of this race in the later portions of this one. Really took advantage of the pit strategy and won the race off of pit road on a couple cautions ago. He's in second right now. Cameron Austin led the first portion of this race, but when we saw green flag pit stops happen, he kind of fell behind. He's since made his way back up to 3rd. 4th is Matthew Scott. We saw him in the top 10, top 5 for most of this race, but he's actually kind of been falling behind a little bit. Can he hang on and keep it in the top 5? And the last but not least, Todd Mays. We always see the Mays boys up in the top 5, top 10. What a race he has had. We said his name a lot. He's been in the top 10 as well. But we're finally seeing him put on a show trying to get up there to the lead. And also, we do want to take this time to thank tonight's race sponsor, which is Fortuna Iron. And here's a little bit of information on Fortuna Iron. Their company is known for successfully completing steel fabrication and installations to the highest standards with over 100 years of knowledge and experience behind them. Fortuna Iron is the place to go for all of your metal needs. At Fortuna Iron, they can provide most every type of welding service, whether you need a simple garden fence, a truck rack, or fabricated columns or beams. Fortuna Iron is there when you need them. Their staff has experience with steel, stainless steel, and aluminum and can create just what you need, making your project both useful and beautiful. They have certified welders on staff for most repairs or field welding that you may need. Crane service is also available to help you with those bigger jobs when needed. They cater not only to industrial and commercial clients, but they're also happy to serve people needing smaller jobs done for their homes. So if you are interested in maybe getting some steel fabrication work done or maybe some installations, whether it's for, again, truck rack or a garden fence, go ahead and make sure to visit their website. You can get their physical location, their phone number, and any information you need to get some work done by Fortuna Iron. And I believe they mainly serve the California area. So make sure to visit their website at FortunaIron.com to see how they can serve you. And I know we do have a lot of California viewers here watching tonight. So, again, if you're interested in steel fabrication and installations, then Fortuna Iron is your go-to people. We're getting ready to go back green here. Here's how we are going to be restarting. Let's see. You got Devin Buccino restarting on the high side. Cody Moore restarting on the bottom. I like how Cameron Austin went out of his way to hit the cone. Very nice. Pace car's in. Here we go. There we see Devin Buccino taking off immediately as the pace car pulls in for our green-white checkered. Side by side for third between Cameron Austin and Matthew Scott. We see Austin with the nose as we head into turns 1 and 2. Here comes Cameron Austin, get a great run. He's looking under Cody Moore. Here comes Austin with the nose. Side by side as we go here into 3 and 4. Cody Moore with the nose, but I don't know. Let's see here. Final lap for Devin Buccino. Devin with a 7/10 lead right now. Didn't really say his name till late when we saw him just fly up to the field. He is currently hanging out in that first place spot, and I don't think they can catch him. So we'll watch this battle for second between Cameron Austin and Cody Moore. And oh, here comes Todd Mays also joining the party. We see Cameron Austin almost got into Cody Moore there. And there we go. Devin Buccino with his first win of the season with Neon Racing. He is your winner here at Kansas Speedway. Wow. Wow. What a race here. Lights on. Let's see. Getting ready for the burnout here by Devin Buccino. There goes Buccino into the grass. And he is burning it down here in a well-deserved burnout. Wow, what a race for him. And he is just, now it's time for the Polish victory lap for the 68. And we're getting some of the drivers here in the waiting room. There's Cody Moore. Waiting to see if we can get Cameron Austin in the waiting room as well. There we go. We got third place driver Cameron Austin. Let's go ahead and pull him in. Cameron, this is out in the broadcast booth. You have a copy.
Hey, Atlee.
Oh, hold on. Let me switch my headphones really quickly. Oh. Hold on just a second. There we go. Give me a mic check.
All right, I can hear you.
All right, awesome. So, wow, what a roller coaster race for you. I know we saw you start on the pole, and you led the first really portion of this race before we saw the green flag pit stop started to happen. You lost the lead, and you really had trouble getting back up to the field. But in the later portion of the race, we saw you were able to avoid a lot of the wrecks, and you're on the same pit strategy as everybody else eventually. And we saw you finally make your way up to the top 5, and you were up to third. Couldn't quite get by Cody, but still a solid performance here at Kansas. I mean, what was your take on this race in a wild one for sure?
Yeah, I thought this race went really well. I was surprised, being able to lead that many laps. I didn't think I was going to be that good here. But then again, pit strategy really didn't work in with my favor. I fell way back, and I was stuck way in the back for a long time, just riding it out. And I should have took tires on the first stop, but I didn't. But overall, I guess it worked out because I was able to have the last set of tires for that last 15 lap run, which was able to get me up to third.
Awesome. Now, what was your? I know we saw you stay out on that first caution. I mean, what was your kind of thinking with your pit strategy?
I was just thinking that I could go probably another 20 laps on fuel, and I was thinking of trying to just split the race on tires, but I knew I had to make it a little bit further to take fuel and tires on the next stop. But with it going green flag for so long, I didn't take tires on my second stop, so that really left me out there really slow, and needed a couple cautions to cycle back through.
But you eventually did, got your way back up to the top 3. Well, Cameron, before I let you go, is there anybody else you would like to thank?
Yeah, thanks to you guys for hosting a good race again, and thanks for broadcasting it.
Yep, definitely had fun broadcasting this awesome race and watching you lead a lot of the laps and perform really well here at Kansas. So again, congratulations on the third place finish, Cameron, and hopefully we'll maybe see a win in your future here.
Thanks again, Atlee.
Now it's time to pull in your second place finisher. We have from Cincinnati, Ohio, Cody Moore. Cody, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you.
Awesome. Well, what a race for you. I know you started this race in the top 5, and that's pretty much where you stayed for most of this race, except for maybe when we saw the green flag pit stop start to happen. But in the end, when we saw that caution after that long green flag run, went in with a lot of the other drivers, and you exited out in front. You stayed there for most of the race, and then we saw Devin climbed through the field like a rocket. He was able to get by you, and you couldn't quite catch him, but still, solid run for you. I mean, what did you think of this race here at Kansas?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I was surprised by the speed I had. I really owe my teammates Brian Nudie and Colin Williams, YXE Racing, a lot, because they really helped me get fast in practice. Gave me a few tips, shared some telemetry data, and I think the key was just kind of run the race and save the tires. I really, I hate to do it, but I got to give a shout out to Kyle Mays. I think he was probably the winner had it stayed green the rest of the race, because he really got when that green flag caution came out, he pitted one lap before me, and I stayed out, and the caution came out, so he got stuck a lap down. And he had speed. He was catching me at the end of runs. I don't know if I could have held him off, but yeah, I really thought I had it in the bag after that green flag cycle, catching all those cars a lap down. But man, cautions just kept coming, and Pacino saved a set of tires, and saving a set of tires at the end, that'll get you a win.
Yep. Now, I know you had 34 lap tires at the end, and that was kind of the cycle where we started seeing drivers come in. How were the tires feeling there at the end?
They were feeling good. The car still felt good. It just you just didn't have, speed. It's kind of weird. Like, it wasn't tight, it wasn't loose. It just didn't have the speed those fresh tires had, and they could go way down to the bottom and just really have more grip and make that bottom work. I didn't have anything for Pacino. I probably would have if that last run maybe went a little longer, but yeah, it's just unfortunate. Like I said, he saved a set to the end, and it worked out.
Got you. Well, again, before I let you go, Cody, is there anybody else you would like to thank?
Yeah, got to thank my wife Maggie, my kids for letting me do this late at night, Eddie Morris for coming back. Heck yeah, let's go. Even though he brought out a caution that probably didn't help me. YXU Racing, Brian Nudie, Isaiah Gill, Nick Mather, Colin Williams, Stephen Black for the awesome paint job he does on this car. I love running this paint scheme. It's my favorite one. Atlee, you in the booth for killing it again. Everyone at Intensity Racing, Brian Nudie for running the league. I had a lot of fun. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we definitely had fun commentating this race here at Kansas Speedway. So again, congratulations on the runner-up finish, and hopefully we'll see some more great performances throughout the season. Have a great rest of your night, Cody.
10-4, you too, Atlee. Take care.
And now it's time to pull in the man of the hour, your winner from Plattsburgh, North Carolina. He was a 4-time iOS winner, and now he is adding a 5th win with his win in the SCSRA series. It's time to pull in your winner, Devin Buccino. Devin, this is Atlee Weiss in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Atlee?
Doing pretty good, and man, looks like you were doing pretty good out there yourself. I know you started in the top 10, and that's where you stayed for most of this race. Didn't really say your name too much until your strategy ended up working out. We know you saved a set of tires, and that really, really worked out for you, because in the last couple of laps we saw you shot through the field up like a rocket, flew by everybody, and eventually took the lead. Nobody could really catch you. I mean, your strategy was just on a whole nother level compared to everybody else's, and it really, really paid off. I mean, what was your take on this race here?
Yeah, we kind of made our hole on that lap 18 caution. We were in third, flew up to third. We were pretty quick today, but I didn't think we had, just flat out winning speed. And on the lap 18 caution, I tried to fake out Brian to come down pit road, and then he did come down pit road, but so did everyone else behind me and Cam, except for like four or five people. And that just made it really tough. We didn't get our first set of tires till lap 70 or so, and we even fell 2 laps down at one point. Was able to drive back, get by Blake, and then we got a wave around, and we were going to be tight on fuel to the end, and then the caution with I think it was Colton saved us. It's the same exact thing we did this in Cup last year. Just very, very lucky. I've lost a lot of races on pit strategy, so to steal one with an extra set at the end, it definitely feels good.
Now, I mean, we saw a lot of, like, in the Cup race, we saw a lot of drivers struggle, and we know I've certainly struggled here at Kansas. I mean, what do you think is the key to having success here?
I feel like it's about throttle control, center off, because you can't really run the bottom. You can, but it just burns your stuff up. And, I mean, some guys definitely made some passes on the bottom that were super impressive, but we're just high, wide, and handsome around here. So it's a lot about throttle control, not overdriving it and pushing on exit, which is really easy to do out of 4. I know a lot of guys got in the wall out of 4, but it's really about throttle control, your angle in on entry, and just being able to roll these corners and get a good drive off on exit to set them up for a move in the entry the next turn.
For sure. Well, again, before we let you go, Devin, is there anybody you would like to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Level Up Subs for being on the car and this pretty cool Halloween car. I'm happy to get a win in this car. Thought it looked pretty cool out here, especially Halloween coming up this weekend. Tojo's Mushrooms, appreciate Tony coming on board for all the neon cars, Dev Sports Cards, New Craft Fine Jewelry and Design, Pelican Snowballs, McKinleyville Barbershop, Valley Automotive, my buddies that are always watching, I appreciate them. And then you guys for doing this, Atlee. I appreciate you spending your Wednesday with us and letting us have some fun out here.
Yep, definitely, as always, love doing these broadcasts. And again, congratulations on the win, Devin, and we might see another one if you keep it up here this season. So hopefully, maybe we'll see another one. Have a great rest of your night, Devin.
You too, Atlee. I appreciate it.
Well, there you go. That is going to do it here for the Fortuna Iron 200. And I just want to thank everyone for tuning in to watch the broadcast here on Intensity Broadcasting. As always, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. We're trying to get to 2,000 followers on Facebook by our 2-year anniversary, which is April 28th, and I think we can get there as a racing and iRacing community. Also, check us out on YouTube. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers for our 2-year anniversary as well. We've been really chugging along on there. Also, check us out on Twitch, and also check us out on Twitter. We've actually been getting a lot of traction on there. We actually dropped a poll with over 70 plus votes, so make your opinion known. Go vote on our polls that we always like to drop on there, and you also get notified when we go live. And if you haven't already as well, check out E-Racing TV, your one-stop shop for live iRacing broadcasts 7 nights a week on Roku TV and Fire TV, including on Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Intensity Broadcasting's broadcasts are on there for your enjoyment, so make sure to watch us on there if you want to. I'm Atlee Atman-Weist on behalf on the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Over and out.